guys, welcome back. Today I want to talk about how to clean up your side pass. So we have a lot of videos on teaching the side pass. My husband did a fantastic one on how to teach your horse a side pass in under 10 minutes and get the move to happen, okay? But today I want to talk a little bit about how to clean it up, how to get a little bit more show ready. This horse has a nice side pass. He knows how to make the move, but he doesn't always do it just the way I'd want him to. He doesn't always do it in a finessed way. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what I'm going to do to help him fix that. We might not get it perfect today, but you're going to see the steps that I take to help the horse get there. Now I'll show you here. Just make sure you can see that I do have a side pass here. I lay the leg and the horse steps over. He's leaking forward a little bit. So I'm just going to drive that hip a little bit more, catch him up here, release those reins as soon as he backs up. There we go. Good job. And I'll just do this a couple times to refresh his memory on the side pass because we haven't worked on this in a little bit. Let's go the other way. Very nice. Good. Good. Now what I want you to notice here is that even though he's moving over, see how his head is looking off to the right? We're going left and the head's looking right. That is not what we want. So once we get a horse show ready, we want them to be straight or looking the direction they're traveling. So let me show you here again. I'm going to ask that horse to side pass one more time. But instead, this time I'm going to put my inside leg on here and tickle him a little bit, bump that inside. He's walking forward a little bit, so I'll catch him and back him up. And then we'll go back into that side pass. And I'll just keep the inside leg on. There, notice those steps we got there where he's looking the direction of travel. Okay, we're going to reposition here so we don't run into the tractor. Good job. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that again. I'll just ask the hip to move over, ask for that side pass. Started out well, but notice that shoulder's falling in. So I'm going to take my inside leg and say, no, I don't want you to fall in there. Drive with a little more hip and keep that shoulder stood up. Shoulder's coming in a little bit too much. I'm taking that inside leg and standing it back up again, okay? Step over, want that hip to lead. There, that's a little bit better. But I still have a little bit too much shoulder. We're going to work on building that, getting a little more drive in the hip as we go, but I can't get it all at once, okay? So be sure you're not picking on too many things at once. Now, so that my horse doesn't get bored and disengaged, we're going to go to the right. There. Nice. Better this way. I'm not having to do near as much. Very nice. The crossover wasn't great. He was a little bit stuttering through there, but as far as where the hip and shoulder were, it was nice. Okay, he's not answering my leg very well. Let me step him back just a little bit, lay my leg, there. Now, one thing I do want to talk about that I see people make the mistake of a lot is that often they lay their outside leg and then they just hold it on the horse the whole time. They stick the spur in and they just dig it in there. They do this with a spin, they do it with a side pass, with the lead change. So many things. A huge problem that people have is that they stick the leg on the horse and then they just hold it there and dig it in and leave it there until they try to achieve the desired result they're looking for. But usually before that happens, the horse gives up on them because there is no release from the leg. So whenever you're working on a maneuver, regardless of whether it's the lead change or the spin or the side pass, you want to lay the leg, not your spur, lay the leg. If you need more, go to the spur, and as soon as that horse answers, you're going to release, and then you'll add it again, then release. It's always a add, take away, add, take away, as soon as the horse gives you what you want, because we all know the horse learns from the release of pressure, not the application of it. So you'll see me lay my leg there, add a little more, there, leave him alone. Good job. But the leg never stays on the horse the whole time unless I'm asking for more, okay? Good job. Now I'm going to walk him around a little bit, just take his mind off what we're working on here, because you don't want to just work on the side pass for extended periods of time. It's a little bit more difficult maneuver for them to do. So you want to maybe go drag a tarp, lope some circles, do some other things instead of just working on your side pass back and forth, okay? Get a few good steps one way or the other, and then just go switch things up a little bit, go let them do something else. Get their mind off of it so they don't have to overthink it, and then bring him back to that side pass. Once again, nice. He started with the hip first. Notice how straight he is. It's very nice and straight. And I'm not going to take a hold of him with my hands unless he makes a mistake. A lot of times people want to already start pulling on their horses, tipping the chin and getting hold, micromanaging all these things before the horse even makes a mistake. And often it's because they know the horse will make a mistake. But your job is to leave the horse alone until he does. Give him a little bit of accountability. Let him make the right decision, and if he doesn't, that's when you correct, okay? Not before he makes the wrong decision. Once again, lay my leg, nothing's happening. I'm going to put the spur on him a little bit. Very nice, but that first step was flawless, and I leave him alone. Good job. Attaboy. Notice how I didn't have to do anything with my hands. Okay, step him over. He's backing up a little bit. There we go. Now he's turning inside out here. Really great fluid energy. But what I don't like is the fact that he's kind of leading with the shoulder a little bit more, okay? I'm going to leave him alone there because it's our job as trainers to recognize the effort that the horse is putting in. If you see great effort, but maybe the energy's not channeled the way it should be, leave the horse alone for a minute. Reward that effort. Say, good job, nice try. Now we'll try it again, okay? But if you never reward the effort, regardless of how hard the horse is trying, then they're not going to try harder to get it right. Good job. Good. Now I'm going to finish up by pushing that hip over a little bit and keeping the nose this direction, okay? Good job. See how I can kind of walk this horse forward here, keep his chin over this way, and drive the hip the same direction, okay? That's what we want our horses to be able to do. Good job. Well, that all comes from the inside leg, okay? We got a horse running down here. I'm going to let him pass. That looks good. Woo! There you go. That was a pretty good little slide. I think he's just getting stronger. His head came up a little bit, but he really used his hip. All right, one more time here. I feel like his left side is his worst side, so we're going to work on that once again. Ask for it. See how he brought his nose that direction. Nice effort on his part. Getting a little crooked, so I'm taking my inside leg here and bumping him and say, keep that shoulder stood up, but I'm continuing to hold my leg on the hip here. Good. A little too much shoulder, not enough hip. There. Just wait him out until he gets it. There. Good. Release for that one step. That's good. Okay? I don't have to have 10 steps that are good. If everything is in place and I get 1 step or 2 steps that are fluid and the horse is absolutely perfect and his body's set up right, leave him alone. You don't have to have 10 steps. Good job. Now the side pass is a maneuver that horses can get burnt out on very, very quickly. Okay, I see people try to drill it. The horse is struggling with that sideways move because it is. There's a lot happening. The horse has to stay in place. You don't want him traveling forward. You don't want him traveling backwards. He has to stay right there and cross his legs and maintain fluid motion. And there's so many things we're asking of them in this one maneuver, and so either the horse can get flustered or the rider can get flustered, and sometimes things start to fall apart and the person gets harder on the horse, and then the horse is just like, I give up, I can't get this. So be sure that you don't get to that point. The reason I can speak to this is because I've made that mistake before, okay? And in fact, sadly, I made it right before I went in the show pen once and lost my side pass literally 10 minutes before I went to show, when I had a next to flawless side pass before I went in there. So speaking from experience, don't make this something that you overcorrect your horse for. Very nice. I'm going to leave him alone there. His head was a little bit higher, but the hip was traveling where I wanted it to go. He was straight and the shoulder was out of the way, okay? I'll just leave him alone there for a second. We're going to walk off and go do something else, and then I'll bring him back, okay? I want him to have that reward of switching things up a little bit and leaving it alone. All right, we're back here once again. I'm going to take him to the right this time. Very nice. That was beautiful. Good job. Notice how if that shoulder step starts stepping too fast, I just take this inside leg and kind of block him with it, okay? Nice, Sid. He's really getting better. He's really figuring. Huh? He's trying. He scotched one foot, but he held the other one. All right. Back to the left. Started a little bit there. Use my inside leg to stand the shoulder up. There we go. Good job. Much better. Huge effort. Huge effort on his part. Good job. He's looking at chewing a little bit. Okay. He's sucking back a little bit. I'm going to ask him to step forward. We don't want him to suck back in the side pass. There we go. Shoulders leading. Stand him up. Use the inside rein to help him out a little bit. Wait till he... There. There. I can feel when that hip shifts over the line and is driving. Good job. Good boy. All right. Back him up a little bit, make sure he's still answering my reins. There we go. All right, and hopefully this is the last one. I'm anticipating that this will be his last side pass because, again, I don't want to burn this up. Very nice. Good job. He kept the shoulder up when he started there. Even though he kind of stuttered a little bit, he led with the hip. Good job. He's losing it a little bit. Stand that shoulder up and ask him to step with the hip. And notice how we're kind of getting in a position where that hip is leading us kind of in a circle like this, and that's okay. This is what's going to happen when you're cleaning this up and you're asking the hip to drive in an exaggerated way more than the shoulder. You're going to kind of end up on the circle here because, again, the hip is traveling more than the shoulder, as it should, while you clean this up. So I did not get the desired result that I wanted. I wanted a little bit more drive. I wanted a little bit more consistency, so we're going to go ahead and do this again. Ask him to side pass, gently lay the leg. Very nice. Very nice. It's a little slow. Keep the energy up. Don't overcorrect. Good job, good. And then take his nose this way, soften the chin. He's stepping forward. There, good job. Leave him alone. He's bobbing on that nose, he's not giving me the nose all the way. There we go. There we go, good job. All right, let's go for that side pass again. Good. Good job. Very nice. Leave him alone. Attaboy. Up. Good job. Okay, so that is how I'll go about starting to clean up the side pass and getting it show ready. Okay, it's very important that you can use your inside leg to hold the shoulder up, get their nose to travel the same direction their hip is going, okay? And get that hip really driving deep. That engage exercise that we show you how to do is really gonna help with all of this, okay? But if they can't do it in forward motion, they're gonna really struggle to do it at a standstill. So maybe go ahead and check that video out, work on that a little bit, and then come back to the side pass, okay? Another thing that I want to point out, and I mentioned this before, but it's worth talking about again, is that I am not holding this horse in place and doing a bunch of this manual and babysitting on them, okay? Because we want to have this horse one-handed, we want to have him straight up in the bridle, and we don't want, eventually we're not going to be able to help him in that way. So when we first ask, we're going to do it with the minimal contact possible, the least amount of pressure necessary, okay? So I'm going to leave my hands as quiet as possible, ask for that cue, and correct as needed, instead of making all my corrections and babysitting them from the get-go. All right, guys, I hope this video has been helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.